Hey guys, this is AI Gaming 1776 and I'm going to be moving my Z170 test system out of this NZXT Phantom 410 mid-tower case into a pretty much full-sized, be quiet, dark base 900 case. It's not the Pro, that means it doesn't have the glass door, but it's still the dark base 900. Now, what we're going to do a lot in this video, I'm going to be honest with you right now. A lot, okay? We're going to be transplanting the contents from here into the new case. It's going to be a live build. It's probably not going to be edited. It's not going to have music. If you're not into long videos, this video will not be for you, but you should see, like, in the lower right hand corner, it's going to tell you how long the video is, and this is probably going to be like an hour-long video. Like, just being completely honest, right? So we need to jump into this, okay? I was just going to build the computer, just do a simple transfer of contents, all right? I was just going to take everything out of this red case and put it into the dark base 900 and not even make a video, to be honest with you. But the dark base 900 is, it's a piece of work. There's a lot of effort that goes into doing simple things in it. And it made me feel like maybe I should document it. So here's the thing, it's going to be the first time I've ever built in the dark base 900, and that case looks pretty challenging if I'm honest. So, the video is going to have mistakes. You know, you're going to go for a journey with me. Alright, so I have some computers out here for context, right? I want to give you a little bit of context. This is my Z170 system. Over here, this is my AMD FX 6300 system. Over here is my so-called everyman system with a 4790 in it. So obviously Intel, and AMD. Now here's the thing, you'll notice they're all in ZXT Phantom cases, and I did that so that I could test variables. I'd have constants, I'd have constants and variables for my channel. So I could say, alright, well, I'm using an Intel chipset over here and I'm using an AMD chipset over here, but other than that, everything else is the same case, the same power supply, the same fan locations, things like that. And I felt like that was a pretty good approach for a long time. Now, the thing is I needed my Skylake system, which by the way has a 6700K, I needed it to be kind of overkill to justify using this in addition to a 4790. Now, I know a lot of you might say, well, AI, it's a 4790. It's a locked chip. So just by going to a 6700K, that should be good enough, right? Well, as I've explained in another video, the 6700K was doing all right. It was doing better than the 4790 for sure, but it just wasn't smashing it hard enough. So what I ended up doing was I had a 6700K that went up to 4.535 gigahertz, and I rolled the dice with a second one since then, and it actually does 4.7 gigahertz. Now, I've not done full testing to make sure it's 100% stable, but it hasn't crashed, and I've done gaming, I've done IDA64, but I haven't given it my real testing, okay? I normally will test a chip and a motherboard and all that, a new system. I will test it for several days, and I only tested this for half a day. But in here right now, that's got a 6700K that so far, don't want to jinx it, it's actually been 4.7, maybe 4.74, it's pretty decent. So what I want to do is I want to water cool it with a EK Predator, actually it's right here, EK Predator 360 triple radiator. Alright, forgive me for swinging the camera around, but we are in a hurry, we're trying to get through this. So I want to cool it off with the triple radiator. I want to be overkill, right? And I even upgraded the RAM, you'll see that as we go through here, but there's some G-Skill in there, some Trident Z. And we're going to do that. We're going to go into the dark base 900. But why am I talking about all these other computers? If I started out the video, there's the dark base there. If I started out the video talking about the dark base, why am I so keen on showing you these other builds? Well, I want to make clear to you that I have personally built all of these systems here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems I've built. And to be honest with you, it's never been that difficult. When you're new to PC building, there is some difficulty, don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't have ever called any of these systems difficult to build. Not even these mini ITX systems. They're a hassle, but they weren't difficult to figure out by any means. This is a Silverstone case that doesn't line up for crap. I've talked about that before in another video. So anyway, put all those systems together. They were no big deal. So then I start trying to do a simple transfer. Look, I mean, I'm talking really simple. I just wanted to take the motherboard, obviously, and the CPU out of here, put it into the dark base, take the air cooler off of it, bolt in the radiator, just bolt that sucker into the case and get going. Use the same power supply, so take this power supply out, put it over there. And I thought it was going to be so simple. And you're going to see, we're going to go through this little live build together. And it's pretty funny. This Dark Base 900 it's involved. There's a lot involved, right? So what I got to do, what I have to do here, I do want to show you this. So granted, in these NZXT Phantom cases, these are, you know, cheap cases in case you don't know. They're made out of steel though. They're pretty nice. But they're overall pretty cheap cases. So there are some limitations. All right, so you cannot take this cage out, and I don't think you can take this cage out, but you can take this middle one out. And look how simple this is. All right. Furthermore, I have an Air 540, which, by the way, I do want to show you the Air 540. Like I said, this is kind of an ambitious video because there's a lot to show you. Let's move the Predator out of the way for a moment. So here's the Air 540 case. All right. I originally thought I was going to get to use the Air 540. That was the plan. And I've actually, with the EK Predator 360, the triple radiator that it is, I've looked online and I've seen that other people have put the Predator 360 into the Air 540. All right, like if you look online, you're going to find that people have done that. So I thought I could do it. And as you can see right here, there's triple radiator support. All right, 3 120s. I thought, all right, this is going to be no real problem. So let's talk about that really quickly. Just humor me here, guys. We're on a journey. A lot of videos on YouTube, either they're going to be really long-winded like the ones I make, and I'm sorry for that, or they're like too short-winded, all right? So all the evidence that I'd seen about people putting the Predator 360 into an Air 540, I'd seen plenty of evidence, but nobody really mentioned that it was difficult, right? Like nobody mentioned that it was shenanigans. So here's the thing. The Predator 360 has a pump built into it, and it's pretty beefy overall. So when you try to put it into this Air 540, what happens is, look, the Air 540 has 3.5-inch hard drive cages built into it, which I think is stupid. They're hot swappable, and woo, I don't care. I don't like them. Anyway, here's the deal. The Predator 360 can only fit in here one way, all right, with the pump on the bottom. All right, it will not line up with these holes right here to bolt it into the case unless you put the pump on the bottom. Okay, fair enough. But here's the thing. These cages that I was talking about, they don't fit. I had to take a hammer and beat that down. All right, I had to beat it down to make room for the 360 to fit. So here I am. I have an Air 540 case, and by the way, I got a micro ATX motherboard for it, and I'm ready to do business. And I hammer this case, and I actually get the system bolted in. I get the Predator 360 is bolted in, you know, good to go. But guess what? With the pump on the bottom, the hoses, they would reach the CPU, all right, but they did it at the cost of draping themselves over the graphics card. Well, I need this for a test system where I'm taking GPUs in and out. So that was a problem for me. So I go and I look online, and there's pictures of people where they actually have the pump on top. How they did that, I don't even know, to be honest with you. And then a lot of them, what they did was they would snake the 360's hoses through the grommets, some little way to not end up covering the graphics card if they had the pump on the bottom, or they changed the tubing out. I didn't pay attention to that. See, here's the thing. If I buy the 360, I'm admitting that I'm a water cooling noob, right? Here, let's get this out of the way. If I buy, yes, it's upgradable. and I got it with the quick release. And yes, you can upgrade it, but if I get this thing right here, I am admitting that I'm a water cooling noob. I'm admitting that I don't want to be changing out hoses and hardware and everything, right? Well, I hadn't realized that all these people with their 540s, not all of them, but a lot of them, they had ended up swapping hoses out. They're not using the original hoses anymore. So, long story short, Air 540 is not going to work. So then I get the Dark Base 900, and guys, I'm so sorry for those of you who put in the search bar for information on the Dark Base 900, and it's like, why is this guy talking about all these other systems? Look, I'm giving you context, all right? That's what I do on this channel. That is what I do. So anyway, I get the Dark Base 900, and it's not so simple, all right? So what we're going to do is we are going to put the camera on the tripod, and I'm going to show you what's up with the Dark Base 900 and why it's not so simple. And honestly, this video has been a little bit stressful for me to try to make, because I'm already keenly aware that I'm gonna run into difficulties making the video and transferring the stuff and using this case. I already know that. So it's going to be a process. We're going to go on a journey together. That's what's going to happen. All right, so I'm trying to get this level as best I can. So a couple things here. If you saw something you didn't like with my carpet, I do all kinds of product reviews and comparisons, and I do carpet shampooers. So I intentionally go without shampooing the carpet. So if you saw anything you didn't like, that's what that is. I'm going to be doing the big green machine from Bissell. I'm going to see how that works. And then as far as the blinds go, my kids keep tearing them down. I just keep replacing them and they keep tearing them down. And it's a fun game that we play. All right, so I got the camera on the tripod and I am walking around here, and now I wish I would have had my glasses. All right, so here I am again. By the way, you hear that this case is aluminum, but only parts of it are aluminum, because check this out. Yeah. So I don't think the doors are aluminum because they are you can put a magnetic dish on them. But the top should be aluminum. So these thumb screws are ridiculous. When you go to put the panel back on, you can't really feel how they're going in, right? Like, I've used a lot of cases now, and usually it's pretty easy to get your thumb screws started, but these thumb screws, not so much. Not so easy to get started. Let's take this off here. Let's see if I can bring this to you. The door is nice. Like, it's really nice quality. The whole case is quality, all right? These doors, you can put 120 millimeter fans on them. There is soundproofing material in here, and it feels sturdy. It feels like quality. Now, the reason why I didn't want the glass door, the reason why I didn't want the Pro, is to be completely honest with you. The cable management in this case is kind of a nightmare. Now, I've seen the Hardware Canucks do a build in here, and you know, those guys, they know what they're doing. They can make a build look pretty, and even they couldn't make it look too pretty, so I decided not to even deal with the glass door. Alright, so here's the deal. I want to put the triple radiator up here, and I keep having to, as I walk around, I keep having to move the little swivel door on my camcorder so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I want to put the triple radiator up here. The reason being is there's already, let me double check and see how many. I think it's two. Yeah, there's two 140 millimeters Quiet Wings 3 fans in there. All right, 140 millimeters each. Two of them in the front. They're already there. All right, and there's a 140 in the back. 3 fans total is what it comes with, and there's a fan controller. Cool. I want to keep them in their locations where they are. One is slightly out of laziness, but when you see what I have to do to keep them there, then it's actually more work. It's more work to do it this way. But I just would like to have the air intake swooshing across, and then have the outtake there. And then I want the radiator up top, and then I'm probably going to water cool the graphics card too, and there are spots down here for radiators. So I'll probably try to do that if I can. All right, by the way, in case you don't know about the Dark Base 900, the bottom of it is completely solid. All right, so what that means is there's venting along the bottom strip here, side strip here, top strip here. Okay, there's like a U shape if this was twisted, like a C shape like this, like a backward C or a U shape, whatever. That's all venting. On the bottom, no real venting going on, right? So, and it's got big feet. So what's cool is you can put this on the carpet and you're good to go. And that's probably what I'm going to have to do. Oh, another thing about this case that's pretty cool is, okay, so I was also looking at the Fractal Define R5, I think the Fractal Define R5, don't quote me, but I think it was. And it has pretty similar support, triple radiator, quadruple radiator, things like that. But it's got a modu-vent system, so if you're using radiators in the top, you have to take parts of the top off and you can see the grills, and then it kind of affects the sound dampening. So because this has vents here, the top is completely solid also. So, except there is a little bit of venting back here, and actually I think it looks pretty good. Some people have said this case looks boring. I actually think it's absolutely beautiful, right? Like, I love it. I think it's very nuanced and it looks very good. So, anyway, it should help with soundproofing. It should. Will it? I don't know. We'll find out. So anyway, I want my triple radiator up here, and then I have a, for now, I've got a water-cooled GTX 1070. It is a Seahawk from MSI with a 120mm radiator, and I'm going to see if I can do it here. I don't know. I think the power supply might be in the way on the bottom. We're going to find out. If it comes down to it, then I will actually remove this and vent the, I say vent, but you know what I'm talking about. I'll have the radiator for the Seahawk there. But ideally, we're going to have the triple radiator up here and the Seahawk's radiator here. And then my airflow just whooshing through. I'm going to take out these drive cages. I'm going to take out this optical bay cage. But here's the thing, and this is part of what made me make a video, and this is part of what made me want to show you these other cases out here, is this stuff does not come out easily. And my original guess was, okay, we'll spin the case around, we'll take the back off, which I should go ahead and do that actually. I'm going to have to take everything off. So I thought that I would just take this off, and my assumption, you hear how solid that is? And my assumption was, matter of fact, do we need some lighting? I'm going to have to turn this around real quickly. Hopefully that helps. I think the lighting is going to help when I build. I don't know if the lighting helps right now, but I think when I build, it'll help you see what I'm doing better if I turn it on then. Anyway, so I thought, okay, I'll get back here, and surely you just take some screws out. No, this is convoluted, guys. All right, I have to take the front panel off, then the top panel off. I'm going to have to read the instructions. Taking all this out is ridiculous, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it on camera and not edit the video like I said I would. When I said this video was ambitious, like, I don't edit my videos, and who's going to want to watch a guy go through all this? I don't know. I mean, some people do watch these videos when I make them though. So let's see if we can get into this. So this door, does it just, do I have to unscrew it really, or does it just pop off? The instructions are not super clear about how to do some things. I get the impression I'm going to have to screw this door off just from touching it, but I'm not sure. I know this front piece has to come off to get the top off. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they said take the filter tray out. See, I actually did read the instructions beforehand. So take the filter tray, and then, and the problem is I actually looked on YouTube to see if somebody else had a build guide. I mean, some people have built in the case, but no one's posted a build guide. Like an actual guide for how to do it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it feels like I can see a screw here. Nope, that's a hole. Whoa. There's a post here that implies a screw would be here, but there's no screw. I know it says in the instructions to unclip the front, and it makes it sound like the front just pops off with clips, but I haven't even found those. We might have to edit the video because, I don't know, I was kind of assuming that once I got into it, I was going to figure it out. I need the light so I can see better. I mean, it's well lit in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. There's like 22 light bulbs in here right now. But I'm still trying to see in here. So, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Are these the clips? Are these the clips? I do see clips now. Do these push? Oh, wait a minute. Aha. These are the clips. Got it. Those are the clips. Alright. Oh, by the way, this door, I keep having to move this monitor on here. The door pops open all the time. It's a problem. It is a problem. Alright, so we got that off. And then how was it to get the top off? I might have to read that. I thought it said the top comes off from the back, going by their picture. Are the clips inside the back here? I mean, it might be this is not even that difficult. You know, like maybe I overestimated the difficulty. Oh, wait, is that it? Aha. Right? Come on. You look like you're the clip. I mean, I might have overestimated how cumbersome this is and how difficult it is, but it's not necessarily simple. So let me show you what I did. Let me take this off of here. All right, so there is, and I know the lighting's not great, so, ooh, doggy. All right, so those are the clips. All right, here. Push. The instructions do not make clear where the clips are. I'm going to tell you that right now. They just show a picture, a drawing of the panels being pulled off, but they don't necessarily show how to do it. So, back to trying to figure this out. Come on. I believe in myself. I can do this. All right. That's actually not that bad so far. Although I'm already looking and I'm seeing filters and I'm seeing panels and I'm like, oh yeah, you better remember to put all that stuff back in. All right, so then I have to take this out, which requires a screwdriver. I got this light all up in my eyeball. All right, All right, so this is where I need to kind of pay attention because now I'm taking screws out. These are little screws. I'm going to have to remember these are little screws. And I assume you can see, for the most part, what I'm doing. Right? Yeah, you can see everything for the most part. All right. Yeah, you can see. So we're going to take these screws out. So I moved that, but I don't want to do too much with it because obviously there's cables coming out of it for the I/O. Now, does this just blissfully come up? No, it is not. Alright, there is another screw underneath where those, well I say another, but there's two. Maybe these are all we gotta do to take this optical bay out. This might actually be pretty easy when it's all said and done. But it wasn't as, see, all those cases I showed you before, which granted, well, I mean, there's the Air 540, that came apart so easily, and actually all of them did. So the Phantom, the two different IDXs, the Air 540, that's 4 cases, plus there's another system that I haven't shown you. So that's 5 cases came apart with no drama, and this did not. Alright, so that's still stuck. Alright, so now I start just taking every screw out that I can see. Alright, and what do I see? I see some screws right there. So let me go around here. I am blinding myself with that light. Y'all don't even know, that's a 100-watt light. That's 100 watts. Alright, so I'm just taking out the screws in the front now. Can I see? Keep flipping the monitor around. Alright. I'm trying to share the view with you and see what I'm doing. Now, what the professionals do is they edit their video together and they use multiple cameras. And they use time-lapse photography, not time-lapse photography, but they fast forward the build and they call it time-lapse. Yeah. Alright, I got it started because that big screwdriver has torque, but this is a magnetic screwdriver, and magnets make this a whole lot easier. Magnets, how do they work? Actually, this is the one I needed to get, and I don't, yeah, I got it loose, good for me. Alright, now do you come up? No, of course, there's screws here, didn't see those. Alright, so, I've said this before, I am, hold on, I don't want to strip it. Wow, it's putting up a fight. Alright, that one's coming out. I don't want to break it or strip it. That's stripping. Okay, let's try a smaller screwdriver. Wow. Oh, you gonna work? Anyway, time lapse, PC build, that'd be smart. But we've established before I'm not smart, and really I'm working on upgrading my equipment so I can do editing. Do I even need this to come out? Which one am I going for over here? Oh yeah, it's up here. Yeah, I do need, yeah, I need these to come out. That's blinding me. Alright. Are you serious? I'm about to get pliers and use pliers on here, but I gotta run and get them real quick. I don't want to strip it. I don't know why they made it so tight. No, it's gonna strip. It's kind of stuck. You know, I thought the clips were going to end the video. It might be the screw that ends it. I mean, I assume that comes out. It looks like it's definitely going into this optical bay. Yeah, because look, man, it's definitely holding in the optical bay. This has no torque, dude. It's like a pencil. Okay, so I've got the whole iFixit kit. Is there something in there? Oh, you know what? I might be able to use the screwdriver that comes with a Noctua fan. Give me a minute. I gotta find something. Alright, so I've got the L-bar Noctua, although this is the wrong kind of L, brother. This is the wrong kind of L. Speaking of L's, kind of taking one right now. Oh, there we go. We just needed some torque. That's all we needed. We just needed more torque than the pencil would provide. And the screwdriver bit I had over there was too big. I really thought we were going to have to... So the optical bay came out. Man, that's all we needed. We just needed a little more torque than little Mr. Pencil screwdriver could give us. And we needed to not strip the screw. And there's a tiny bit of payoff for me not using time lapse, I guess, for you sitting through this. Come on, man. This is the same screw. It is. You know what? I think the frame has a problem. Obviously, we got the screw out of the optical bay. The thing fell down. But as I'm trying to get this out of here, I think this German engineered frame right here, there's something wrong with it because the screw is like sketchy when I'm trying to get it out. It keeps catching. So that was nice. Alright, so we got the optical bay out, and I think we're going to get the hard drive bay. This video might not be that long, thank goodness. Alright, let's set it back up for a minute. Alright, I need to see what I'm doing. Alright, Mr. Optical Bay, what is holding you in? Not optical bay, but hard drive bay. I might have to check the instructions. I honestly didn't read the instructions any further than the optical bay situation. But I'm trying to see if I can just use common sense to figure out what's holding the hard drive bay in, and I don't know. Here, this has a flashlight in it. Yeah, I would recommend flashlights when you computer build, magnetic screwdrivers, things of that nature. Alright, so is there a screw here? There's a screw here, and then we go down. I only see one screw. I see like 2 rivets. But I refuse to believe. I almost wonder if they expect you to take these drives out one by one, right? Like I was hoping these drive caddies out one by one. I was hoping that the whole thing would just like chink, just come out. But I almost get the impression that I gotta take each one out, like unscrew it. Do you know how many screws are here? A lot. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 21 screws here. And I want all the caddies out. Like, spoiler alert, I want all the caddies out. So, because I'm going to use SSDs, and I'll just shove them anywhere I want, to be honest. Alright, so... Oh, I think there's 3 screws per caddy. Yep, alright, so I can't just take the whole rack out. Remember when I said I saw rivets? Alright, so the rack is riveted in, and I wanted to just take the whole rack out, is what I wanted. Oh man, I didn't even have the light set up right for you guys. I am so sorry. I am one dude doing this all by himself. Alright. But you guys are wishing you'd watched a minute. I'm telling you right now, like one of the videos I found for this case was a minute and a half long, and it was playing music, and it was just showing a finished build. And I was like, oh, I need a build guide. I don't need a minute and a half music video. I need a build guide. But anyway, I bet you guys are wishing you'd watched the build guide now. Alright, so, oh, that's pretty slick, I guess. So yeah, let me flip this over. So here's what you're dealing with. Alright, each of these caddies has 1 screw on the top, 2 on the bottom. It's super confusing, right? Screw, they're thumb screws? The word's escaping me right now, you know what they are. Anyway, And I think they stay with each caddy. They stay with the caddy, so hopefully you don't lose them. But when you look at this, when you eyeball it, all right, it gives you the impression that this one's involved too, because it's like bing, bing, bing. No, see what I mean? It's like an optical illusion. All right, follow me? Optical illusion. So it was a little confusing because like my first instinct is not to think that it's 3 in a triangle shape, but that's what it is here. Not sure how well that's going to show up in the video. Probably better than I think, because normally when I watch the finished product, it turned out okay. I do need a drink though. Whew. This project is driving me to drink, I tell you. Literally. Adult beverages. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the caddies out. If I can do it without shoving my head in front of the camera. Oh, there's something about the way I've got this set up tonight that's like all about shoving my big head into the camera when I normally try not to do that. Alright, here we go. I already loosened that. And then here we go. See? It's pretty quick, but this is still idiotic. I mean, it just is. Whatever. It is what it is. Obviously, it's not taking that long. And really, this isn't taking that long, right? Like, I need to reshoot this video, I guess. Much shorter, getting to the point on how to do all this. That's where I am behind the power curve when it comes to making videos. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just give you videos showing you my experience. What it is I'm going through, what it is I'm experiencing, what it is I'm doing. But if we're honest, the real money maker on YouTube is going to be if I just do like a 2-minute video just showing this, like, this is what you want to do, step 1, step 2. And honestly, I would have watched that video instead of trying to figure this out on camera like an idiot. I was hoping the Hardware Connects video was going to, you know, help me out a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, listen, Hardware Connects, in my opinion, make some of the very best videos, period, when it comes to PC cases. But the video for this one, I clearly didn't get all my questions answered. Alright, so this is pretty cool. This is starting to look pretty bare. Alright. Spoiler alert, I've never done an all-in-one loop before. I took it out of the box and screwed with it before, but I actually had it in the Air 540, but I didn't get to the stage where I was going to wire it up. So I'm not going to use the optical bay, I'm not going to use the hard drive cages. Although if I was going to use the hard drive cages, I could just use the one, like let's say I just want to use 2 drives, right? Like 2 mechanical drives. I could put them anywhere I wanted. So that is leaving the rail in there. That is a pretty decent amount of flexibility. But yeah, no, I mean, I did want it to be easy. I wanted it to be like boop, and the whole thing comes out, and that's not how it was. All right, what next? Okay, so have you seen an EK Predator before? The packaging is simple and to the point and pretty decent. So we're about to focus on that here. Not necessarily focus on the packaging, but the Predator itself. We're going to deal with that. Actually, yeah. And then do we want to move the light so we can blind ourselves a little more? Yeah, why not? Alright, and I'm sweating. Okay. I gotta turn my AC off to make these videos. And I live in a hot climate. Oh yeah, I can turn this over so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so you open it on the side. Like so. And then there's a clamshell situation. Alright. Here, actually, let me plug in the camcorder. Let me plug this sucker in while we're doing this. That way, we don't have any surprise dead battery situation to worry about. Alright. let's do that. Also, we'll probably want to unplug it and move the camera around later. I will definitely have the freedom to do that then. Alright, so this is how I do it. I'm a redneck. I just pull the box up. That's what I was going to do. There we go, got to get it started. And then the box out of the way. And ta-da. Oh, by the way, when you build a computer, wear a wrist strap and all that. Remember, these videos are my little journey. They're not instructions on how you should do things. This thing is huge. I don't know if I'll be able to convey it in a video. It's gigantic. It is an absolute monstrous piece of equipment. Alright, are these labeled? Oh yeah, this only works with Intel. But it works with like X99 and all that. And we're using, Skylake. So this is for wiring. And then I guess it uses the same backplate no matter what. Alright, so this is the second time while making this video where I kind of want to shut the camera off and be like, nope, where I want to nope out. Because I don't know how quickly I'm going to figure this out. Alright. I'm washing my hands because the packaging had some dust on it. Once my hands get dusty, I don't like touching my hardware. I like to have clean hands when touching my hardware. Anyway, I'm not sure how quickly I'm going to figure this out, but probably pretty quickly. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. Are these labeled? Are there two different brackets in here, or is it one bracket and it's a bracket? There's like a gasket here and a bracket. Okay, well, we will read the instructions. Hopefully I can do that quickly and not, because I already know the video's long, right? Like I don't make long videos on purpose. Oh yeah, we're gonna mount this radiator inside first anyway. So let's get on that. So let's move this stuff out of the way. Where are the screws? Oh yeah, they're here. They're there. Alright. Did you see that? Yeah, you saw that. Alright. So let's move this around. Having multiple cameras, having a camera person, having an editor, all of that would make my videos a lot easier to watch. I do realize that. I need my screwdrivers. Alright, so I got my big one because it has torque, but I'm going to get my magnetic one. See, I like to start the screws with the magnetic one and then torque them down with the big one. Alright, pre-wired fans, which the wiring is in my way. So, I'm trying to pull that wiring through so I can get it out of my way. Okay, it's at the fan controller here. Oh shoot, well, that's a little less pretty right now, but I don't want the wires to keep being in my way. Alright, so try to do this. Oh yeah, I'm going to put it on top anyway though, so they weren't really in my way. I was looking at the front, recalling my experience from the other day. Right, oh, so we're actually going to... You are so big. You are gigantic. Alright. I'm gonna it's so big that, alright, so in everybody else's videos for the Darkness 900, okay, so in case you don't know, supposedly this holds quad radiators on top or the front. I'm pretty sure that it can do on top or the front, both, right? 4, either way. Not 4 on top and 4 in the front at the same time, but either way. And in the videos I've seen so far where a build is completed, they'll have like a 240 or 280 or whatever, and it'll be over the motherboard, and there'll be a bunch of space over here. And I've only got one more fan. I've got a 360. It's only one more fan. I mean, how big of a deal can that be? But because this thing is so flippin' beefy, even though it's a triple radiator, it's pretty much going to take up the whole thing. I'm not sure if you can tell. What I'll do is I'll take the camera off the tripod and really show you when I'm done. Alright, I gotta strategize. Ooh, but if I do this, you can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, I'll probably move the camera in a second. Just bear with me. I need to figure this out. Alright. And then, so this has like slots. I'll show you when it's bolted in. I'll show you the finished product. This has slots, although they're lining up like crap. I pretty much have to touch this radiator up against the exhaust fan, which is a problem, potentially a problem, if I need to remove that exhaust fan. The rail slots up there aren't just like the full length. There's restrictions or caveats or. So let me figure out how I'm going to line these. It's always lining up the holes with this damn 360. That's the problem. Okay, I'm looking at this and there is legit like one place to put this monster. Oh man. Really? And it's all because of how these holes line up. There's just one option, and it's having me up against that exhaust fan. So I'm going to have to really hope I can put my 120 millimeter on the ground of the case. Because if I have to remove that back exhaust fan, then I'm going to have to move this. And I don't want to have to move this radiator every single time that I need to deal with that. Okay, so if I put a, let me make sure you can see what we're talking about. Here, we're coming off the tripod. All right, let's come off the tripod. It's explanation time. Okay, so there's only one way to fit this sucker. I'm trying to, here, can I prop something under the camera? Yeah, that'll keep it up. All right, so there's only one way to mount this, all right? That's it, okay? You got, see these holes? That's it, that's like my only spot. And it's stupidity, like if this was a rail, well, maybe it's for structural integrity so they can't like make the rails go all the way. But I'm telling you, this hole here, where my thumb is, that barely lines up. That barely lines up. That hole barely lines up where I could get a screw through there. Same for over here on this other side. I mean, barely, period. This is the only way to mount this unit, period. All right? And because this sucker's so beefy, it is literally touching. It is literally touching this 140 millimeter fan. You see that? It touches it to do that. So let's say I mount this there on top. I could mount it on the front, right? Like, I think most people might actually mount it on the front, and maybe that would have been smarter. But if I do this, and then, so I got the triple radiator up here. I got obviously the motherboard here, which I'm probably gonna have to lower the motherboard to put there. Like, it's looking more and more like the smart answer is to do it in the front. Mount this in the front, and then I will alleviate a whole lot of issues. So if I do that, If I do that, then when I use the Seahawk, I'll probably have to crane that sucker all the way to the top, where I was just going to put it on the bottom. I'm going to have to move the motherboard tray down. I'm going to have to slide that down if I insist on using the top, which this case will do. Okay, like, go watch better videos than mine about this case. Go watch more informative videos than mine, and they would have already told you a long time ago that that motherboard tray actually can be slid up and down. It doesn't slide though. You have to unbolt it and then like put it down, then rebolt it. And I've actually watched videos where people have said it's actually very difficult to screw back in. Is it? I don't know. I haven't tried it, but they've said it is. All right, so it's okay. It's looking like if I'm going to be a smart guy. Here, let's go back on the tripod. Let me role play this. Let me try to put this sucker. Let me try to. Here, we'll back up. Let me see what it looks like in the front, and if this hose is going to properly reach the motherboard. Right? All right. So. Flip you around. Oh yeah. So I can put it in the front, and you know this might be, that might be the answer that we're looking for. Although, let me see how this sucker bolts, because now I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the front, and guess what? Guess what? All the bolt holes don't really line up. I got 2 bolt holes that don't line up, bro. Yeah. Alright, coming off the tripod. Okay, so the Predator EK360, there's not a lot of videos on this thing. Believe me, I've looked for them. Let me see how much more time I have to record. Really? Oh man, I deleted the whole memory card, so I'm good to go. Alright, there's not a lot of videos on the 360, and I think it's because the EK Predator 360 is just a hassle. Right? Let's be honest. Now, it cools really well, though. Like, do not get it twisted. It cools really well. All right, I guess I'll have to go around to show you this. Okay. Wait a minute. All right. This should be fairly easy to get to the gist. See these holes? There's no more bracket to bolt them into. It's like, hey, where do we bolt in? Nowhere. If I put this... I feel like even if I put it upside down, it's still not going to work. You know? Here, let's put that right side up. Do any of you have ADD? Not ADD, but OCD? Like, seeing that upside down like that was a problem? All right. Okay. There's no hole. There's no railing to bolt that sucker in. So the top... So we're probably going to bolt it into the top. Lower the motherboard tray, and like I said, I've wanted to nope out of this video a couple times. I'm sure people watching it, like, if 500 people watch this video, probably, I don't know, 28 might watch it all the way through. And God bless you, because I'm making the video, and I want to quit, all right? I want to stop. It's my video. It's my video, and I want to nope out. All right, so what are we going to... Oh, by the way, you can see there on the lower right, the foot pad came off. All right, we need to drink again. Sorry, I got allergies. I've been trying to make this pleasant. All right. Let me try it upside down. I mean, I don't see how. Here, let me charge this thing some more. On memory card wise, we're doing great. Battery wise, it says we have 2 more hours of recording, but the battery on here is a liar. It's a mentiroso. Mentiroso. All right, so let's flip this upside down. And there's no way that should make it, nope, it does not make it better. Okay, so when I took out stuff from the front, no, I think it's gonna have to go on the top. Here's the thing, there's like triple radiator support in the front, possibly even quadruple radiator support in the front. But I think that assumes you're using a normal unit and you're not using something like this. You see what I mean? I'm trying to think, is there any other way to do this? I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute though. I almost feel like they want you to put this sucker on the front because I think the fans are configured in an input way anyway. I want to input from the top. I don't want to have my intake from the top. And I mean, can I swap the fans? This is just, I'm looking at it and it does not look like it's designed for me to swap the fans. Because this bracket that holds, there's all kinds of hardware on here holding this together and it looks like it's designed to go one way. Alright, so for sake of argument, put it on the front and everything's not bolted in. Is it sturdy enough to be okay? Right? I mean, there's a question. Kind of an irresponsible question, but a question nonetheless. Here's the thing. I'm looking at this and I don't see how, like, you know, I'm putting a lot of blame on EK Predator and I'm saying, oh, its hardware is beefy. Okay, yeah, because the fans, okay, yeah, because of the way the fans, here, I'll show you. Look, the way the fans are mounted on here. You got fans mounted on here. On the bottom, see, if this stuff wasn't there on the bottom, everything would probably line up okay. And then if this stuff across the top wasn't here, everything would probably line up okay. I think I'm going to try this in the front, and 10 out of 12 holes will be bolted in. And the reason I say that is because I'm pretty sure this is designed to be an intake, and I don't want the intake to be on the top. And I can't move the fans, right? Like I can't move the fans onto the other half to make it not be an intake. Oh, but you know what? I could turn the pump around, right? Oh yeah, so I could turn the pump around. Do I want to do that? Okay, first of all, I need an Allen wrench to do that. But do I want to? Like, is there a can of worms? Because, look, so I'm on my knees doing this. Alright, so those two screws take an Allen wrench. Take the screws out. Take the screws out. Wait a minute, I'm saying turn the pump around. Whoa. Is that even going to work? Yeah, because I want to turn the pump around because of these hoses. Alright, so I turn the pump around and then I mount this the reverse way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, So if I tried to mount it the reverse way, the thing is there are holes there, but guess what? Guess what? Because of the pump hardware, there's, like, the last two are blocked. So even if I do it backwards, only 10 holes are going to be mounted instead of the instead of 12. I don't know how many of you are following along with this, alright? So here's what I've been doing the last few minutes. I've been trying to figure out where the heck I want this mounted, alright? I could use, first of all, I'd have to find an Allen wrench, which honestly, I don't know where one is right now. Like one that's specifically that size, I should say. Like I'd have to hunt it down around the house, and we're not going to do that. But let's say I did. Let's say I had the Allen wrench right now, and I pulled those out, and I twisted the pump around, which I'm not even sure if that's smart, but let's pretend it's smart, and let's pretend I do that, and then I'm exhausting out the top. The thing is top of the case, the thing is when the pump is in place, the top holes are blocked anyway. Alright, those, I can't point at it right now, but there's holes at the top, trust me. Here. This is ridiculous. Here, these holes. Those are blocked because of the hardware anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the front. We're going to take the 140s out the front. We're going to put this in the front. And we're going to mount 10 out of 12 of these holes, and we're going to hope that it is in there in a sturdy enough fashion to get the job done. Alright? Probably wasted 20 minutes on this. Seriously, anybody who watches this whole video is criminally insane. You should be rounded up. Nobody should watch this. I shouldn't even make this video. Why do I do this? Alright. I know my videos are garbage, and I still make them. So, like, I need to be rounded up. Alright, so let's go higher. We're going to go higher, and we're going to pop down. See, that's what we're going to do. That's so bad. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Y'all don't even know. I'm on my tiptoes trying to angle this. Come on. I'm not trying to give anybody motion sickness. That's just, you know, an added bonus. It's not an intended consequence, but all right, drink of water. Look, man, if I was doing an air-cooled PC, we'd be done by now. We would have been done. All right. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I can't really see. I'm not wearing my glasses. I can't really see exactly what you guys see because I'm looking at a viewfinder on the side of the camcorder. I've been wanting to get like a monitor to hook the camera up to, and then I could look at the monitor, but I don't have my glasses on. I can't see what you guys see when I'm working. I'm going to hope for the best. Usually I watch my videos and I play them back and you guys were able to see what I was doing. So we are trying to remove these fans right here. I need some mounting hardware over here. Remove this. Alright, you can see what I'm doing. Again, if I had multiple cameras, a little cameraman. Oh, I need my dish. Necesito my dish magnetico. I think magnetico is a word. Magnetic. Alright, my magnetic dish. Make sure. Are you still recording? You're still recording. Alright. So, multiple cameras, cameraman, time-lapse, video, editing. Yeah. That would all be good. So, I don't know what I'm going to... Oh, yeah, this is going to be the intake. And on a lot of people's PCs, this is plenty enough intake. I'm water cooling the CPU. I don't know, we'll see how this all goes. So, my first 6700K, it was alright. It was alright, 4.535, and really that's like the norm. 4.5 is the norm for an overclock. And I had air cooled, and I had decent temperatures. You know, like 4 hours of IDA 64, I think like maybe 78 degrees is what I got up to, like after 4 hours. So I mean, it was solid, and it was air cooled, but I wanted to go more. I wanted to go bigger, and so the current 6700K, that looks to be oh, you're pre-wired. All right. That looks to be 4.7 plus. Hopefully it is stable. It might not be, but hopefully it is. And we're going to water cool it. So that'll give it more of a fighting chance. Oh, we're using a Sabertooth Z170 tough board from Asus. And one of the cool things about that is it has a spot where you can put a 40mm fan to blow on the VRMs, and it's, you know, it's already got like a whole bunch of heat sinks and stuff on it because it's the tough board, but it also lets you blow a fan on the VRMs, and that's pretty cool. Now with that said, I have an EVGA Mini ITX Z170 board, and that thing, I haven't done enough real testing with it, but that thing seems to be pretty legit. especially for a mini ITX board. So these are plugged into a fan controller on the back. So, oh shoot. No, it's not that difficult. Just tug on it. So it's this one. Tug. How do we get you out? Come on, buddy. Oh, you're in the zip tie. Come on. I don't want to unzip tie everything. There we go. There we go. Oops. There we go. It's a Silent Wings 3 blade. I mean, it looks pretty nice. People say good things about them, so I hope those people are correct in the praise that they give. And then you are on the bottom of the fan controller. Come out. Come on down. There we go. Alright. There we go. Front it is. Front it is. Alright. I don't know if we're going to need the dish, but we will need the screwdrivers. We actually might be on the downward slope. Because all we got to do... Really? That should be... Here, let me flip this over. I'm trying to see if I do this. Yeah, if I do this here, I think, yeah, that should be the easiest way for you to see what I'm doing. Yeah, alright. Cool beans. Oops. Alright. Remember, there's 12 screw points and only 10 are going to actually be screwed in. Oh! For you to see what I'm doing though, I really need to turn the whole thing around. Ain't that a kick in the head. Okay, fine. Scratching my table up. This poor table has gone through so much. And this is actually going to be easier for you to see if we come on down, come on down. What did we say before? Editing, music, cameramen, multiple camera angles. That's how the pros do it. Look, I'm not dumb. I just have limited resources. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because there's some YouTubers who, for whatever reason, get off on talking about how smart they are and how professional their videos are. And it's like, you know what? You get a bunch of free stuff given to you, and you got a bunch of equipment, and you got people to help you hold the camera, or you have employees or whatever. And I'm just some dude doing this by himself with one camera. It's not that I'm too stupid to make the kind of videos that other people make. I just don't have the resources. Alright. I'm not sure how well you can see that because honestly on this little monitor it doesn't look like your lighting situation is good, but we're gonna hope it's good. Alright, so let's get it done. You know, these fans, am I supposed to leave those there? I mean, technically I could. No, that's for 140. Yeah. So those fans I took out, there's these little rubber gaskets where they were. I guess I'll leave them there. I think actually Dimitri from Hardware Connects said that he had to move them. It's a good question. I don't know. But I'm trying to get this done. We've taken long enough, so we're going to use the 120 mil fan mounts, and we're just going to get it done. That's what we're going to do. The spacing for the 120 mil. Jeez, this thing is heavy and awkward and unwieldy. So yeah, this is probably why there's not so many videos on the 360. Because it is awkward and unwieldy. It's not even that much more money. It's just like you got to fit it in your case. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is really an issue of you have to fit it in your case. And I've already found out with that Air 540 and, you know, these NZXT cases that a lot of cases will not accommodate this fan. Now, with that said, I say this fan, but you know what I'm saying, this unit. Come on, buddy. Come on, be my friend. I don't, ooh, shoot. All right, fair enough, right? Oh, shoot. You know, I gotta do it like this. I gotta do it like this. Okay. So I gotta even scoot it forwards. Like I had this thing going down really far, but really I gotta scoot it forwards. Because if I had it all the way down like I was going to, then I wouldn't be able to go 1, 2, 1, 2. See what I mean? 1, 2. Yeah, this thing is a little bit awkward to mount, guys. I think that's why there's not so many videos for it. It's just, it's awkward. All right, so let's go here. Honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to shut up for a second and speed through this. Even by my standards, this is longer than I want it to be, all right? I don't make videos long on purpose. I actually have a life, and believe me when I tell, it's a Saturday night when I do this, and I had fun activities I could be doing right now. And I chose this because I need to get it done for the channel. And this isn't just simply me making content to make content, because you hear that a lot with YouTube people. They're like, oh, I got to make content. And you do have to make content. That's how you get paid. But it's not just about that. Like, believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, look, is this going to be a 200,000 view video? No. But you'd be shocked how many people watch my long videos and say, you know what, your video helped me. Your video answered questions that no other video answered for me, and it actually helped me, and it was worthwhile to me. And you know what, it might only be like 50 people that feel that way, right? It's still 50 people that I helped out. I mean, that's pretty awesome if you really think about it. Yeah, I think we got our 10 in. See, and you got the 2 down here that are not in, but I think we might work. I don't know, like once you have 3 fans spinning and once you have the pump going, maybe this won't work. But here's the thing, if I put it on top, I'm going to be doing an intake effect with these fans, and maybe with there being a radiator there, that doesn't matter. But if it doesn't matter, then how come so many people who have made videos have gone on and on and on about how their all-in-ones go on the front for intake, right? But I've seen all-in-ones on the top too. So maybe I'm overthinking this. Here's the thing. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Because even if I put it on the top, then I got to lower the motherboard tray. You know, oh man, I got this bar in the middle of this fan affecting airflow. I mean, not the end of the world, but it does affect the airflow. All right, let's see. It's more or less solid. Más o menos, more or less, buddy. I do speak a little bit of Spanish. You guys will pick that up in some of my videos. Not enough that I'm going to act like it's my second language or anything, but enough to chill with some of my Latino homies. They are amused by my efforts. They think it's funny or whatever. All right. Sorry, I really am. Okay, so we got it in there. 10 out of 12. Ooch. And that'll go there. So, oh look, there's standoffs in the motherboard already. They're set up for E though, for extended ATX or whatever. All right, and I gotta put the 140s in the top. Well, see, here's the thing. Do I have to, if I put the fans here, am I gonna have to lower the motherboard anyway? Because that's gonna be stupid. right? At that point, I'm having massive negative air pressure. Huh. Of course, that's the intake. It's not much intake, though. I don't know. I've not water cooled before. I am not a water cooling expert. All right, so are we at a point? I'm thinking about screwing this thing down. Are we at a point where, oh, you can't see everything I'm doing really, but the IO at the top, still can't see that. Anyway, I'm thinking about screwing that in. I think I can, right? I mean, I don't, because I have this here, so I don't see why I couldn't. You know what? Worst case scenario, I got to take some screws back out. All right, it's not going to be the end of the world. So let's screw this back in really quickly. All kinds of little screws came out earlier when we started taking this apart. I got to move the light. Yeah, if this was air cooled, we would have been done by now. Heck, I could have just moved the motherboard wholesale, just picked the whole thing out, air cooler included. Yeah, we're good. And then the top goes on, and the front goes on. We're good. Okay, I need some more water. Alright, I think we are ready to take the old system apart. I think that's where we're at. So, let's move this. And this system, this red case anyway, is probably going to be repurposed. I mean, why wouldn't it be? And I have a white Z97 motherboard. You gotta admit, this is pretty lovely, this red and white build. We got a white motherboard, we got white PSU cable, red PSU cable, red heatsink, red case. I mean, is this exactly as custom as I would have liked it? No, but it's pretty decent. I like it. So, I like the NZXT Phantom 410 cases. I like the NZXT Phantom 410 cases because they're painted all the way in the inside. So that back wall, like if you get, one of the reasons I didn't get a fractal case to start with is if you get a white fractal case, the outside is white, but the inside is black. And I don't like that. If I get a white case, I want the inside to be white. If I get a red case, I want the inside to be red. So this is actually, I know my way around this case. This is going to be a lot easier. So are you ready? So what we do is we take the front off of this. It just pulls off. Actually, you should probably take the front off first, but I'm just going to say screw it. See, look, it's apart. Hooray! You see how much quicker that was? All right, compared to what we did earlier with the Dark Base 900. So then I want to get the motherboard out, but I've learned it's easiest to get the motherboard out if you take the top fans out first. All right, and I'm not going to use the magnetic tray, and hopefully I don't regret that, but I'm saving that magnetic tray for Dark Base parts. So take the screws out while I start them. Okay, so I'll start taking these suckers out. Magnetic screwdriver for the win. This is the iFixit kit, in case I didn't make that clear earlier. Linus would have been done by now. Linus does his live build so much faster. Although I am technically like doing more than just a live build. Okay, so take this sucker out so I loosen up the screws. Oh, fun fact. You want to know how I learned how to build a computer? Paul's Hardware and Linus, watching their live builds. That is how I learned. Paul's Hardware in particular. He did, it was in a big Corsair case, I forget which one, but yeah, Paul's Hardware. Paul's Hardware is the man. Honestly, I love that dude. Alright. Like, he's gifted, right? Like, he is really, really good at this. In case you don't know, he does have an editor, though. He's got somebody that edits his videos, and then he worked at Newegg and everything, so, you know, he's not one idiot like myself doing this by himself in the dining room. Okay. I'm just saying, like, Paul's Hardware is good at what he does, but it comes back to resources. The man has got some decent resources. Alright, so that, oh man, I gotta take the back, was like, yeah, I was. So I gotta take this back panel off, I think. Maybe not, but whatever. See how quick this is with the NZXT Phantom? This NZXT Phantom is just awesome. Alright. Oh yeah. There, I unhooked this fan. Alright. So it's out of the way. I have an extension on the back. It's a Noctua fan. I use the extensions. This one. This one is actually a little more difficult to deal with because this one is actually wired into the case. This is an NZXT fan. I got to sit down. Actually, so first I'm going to take off this CPU cooler fan. Come on, buddy. Come on. Take that off, and then that makes room for that to slide through there. Cool in the gang. Even though it was a C, so check this out. On this Asus motherboard, it's got fan headers all over the place. I think it's got at least 7 fan headers, at least, maybe more. And I actually had the extra CPU cooler fan. I actually had that hooked into like a chassis fan header, but it doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, here's what I wanted. I wanted the computer to sound how I wanted it to sound. And so with this motherboard, I treated one of the coolers like a chassis fan, and I gave it, you know, its fan percentage, which you can do in the BIOS, the UEIF or whatever the word is, acronym. And then on this one was actually in the CPU slot because you need a fan plugged into the CPU slot or else the motherboard doesn't want to be happy. And who wants an unhappy motherboard? Alright, so, and then I zip tied these together, these CPU cables. I'm actually not going to use the white cables in the new build though, because the white and the red, I think that was a good aesthetic. I liked it, but the white cables in the black Dark Base 900 case, I'm just going to use black. Alright, so now what we can do, oh yeah, this is the case stuff. So what Asus does is they have like a little block that comes with their motherboards that you can plug, like your LED and your power button and your reset button. They all plug into the block, and then the block plugs onto the motherboard. It makes it quicker to swap stuff in and out. Oh, and then these slot covers right here. These came with the white Sabertooth Z97 board, as in, you know, Haswell Z97. These came with that. They didn't come with this motherboard, but I put them in this motherboard because I wanted to, so I pilfered them. All right, but no, I think this has been a beautiful system, and we're gonna use this case for other jobs. All right, so there's like 9 motherboard screws that have to come out. So my options here are move the camera around so you can see me, mess around with that, or take the motherboard off while this is standing up, which I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't advise it, but that's what I'm going to do because we're making a video. All right, I gotta spit because of the sinuses. I apologize, I really do. You know what's really weird is I never had allergies when I was young. And I got them as an adult. I don't even understand it. I don't know if that's common or what. It makes making videos hard because nobody wants to hear me dealing with my allergies. Alright, so magnetic screwdriver, por favor. Oh man. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to use the dish or not. That's why I was saying, oh man. Not sure. I may or may not. Alright. Oh. I don't have a lot of metal stuff to touch. I do. Well, I'm touching my stove and my toaster, and I don't like touching motherboards in these circumstances. I normally do it a little bit different. These top screws are going to be hard to get at while I film with this standing up. Alright, I think I'm going to put these screws right back into the case. Yeah, because these screws came with the case. Oh shoot, I got to find my Be Quiet little box of parts. I forgot to bring that out here. That's going to be a joy. That is going to definitely be a joy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to go get... we're going to have to clean off the... we're going to have to clean off the CPU too. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this a two-part video. Alright? This is going to be a two-part video. And the reason I say that is I'm going to look for the Be Quiet parts, which I think I will find very quickly. But I need to clean the thermal compound off of this CPU, right? Like, see, this air cooler's got to come off, and then we got to clean the thermal compound off, and I want to give it a minute to dry. And I think what I'll do is part 2 will be me putting the stuff into that case, and obviously part 2 is going to be shorter. But I think we're going to do that because it's literally not like it takes that long, but look, call me superstitious or whatever, like I want to give it like a good 10 minutes at least to air dry once I clean the thermal compound off. And I'm using like the I use the kit, right? Like I use Arctic Silver, and I like Arctic Silver, right? Like I've tried some other stuff. I've had my best luck with Arctic Silver. Does that mean Arctic Silver is the best? No, but it's what I've had good luck with, so that's what I like to use. And there's a kit that you can buy that comes with a cleaner. So it comes with a remover for the thermal compound, and then it comes with a cleaner, and then like it makes your CPU look brand new. And I'm going to give it that little treatment. I don't know if I'm even going to do that on camera, to be honest with you, because these videos are long enough as it is. But anyway, let's get this motherboard out of here, and I'll show you the motherboard, and this video is going to be wrapped up here pretty soon. We're going to do 2 parts. Alright, so how many more screws? Because I've been hoping this thing doesn't just like crash down on me. So this screw up here is the upper leftmost screw. Has always been difficult for me to get at for some reason. Not even just get at, like it's never been confidence inspiring, right? Like it never feels like it's screwed in all the way. There's something about this hole because there's like this little big, I say little big, whatever. There's this block thing here. Yeah, see, it's coming out like really easily. Oh, hello, Magneto. All right, my little magnetic friend. All right, I think we're just held in with 2 more screws here. 1, 2. So let's take the bottom one out. And then hopefully this really nice motherboard doesn't just slam down. Oops, no, don't commingle. Okay, good. It went next to other screws where it was really obvious which was which. Okay, so, oh, how about we should have unhooked other things first, okay? Like the front USB cable, the SATA cable, and then here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna lay this down now, all right? And then the 24 pin thingy. It's kind of hard to get at, guys. There we go. All right, so now it should come out. No, there was still one more screw in there. Look at that. That's not even grounded. All right. I really do not like touching the motherboard like this. I have a system in my office that I trust much better, but I didn't have room there to do a transplant like this. All right. There we go. I was going to say, how can anything be connected? It was not. All right, and I mean, do you guys really need to see me remove the power supply? Do you want to see that? Some of you might, and we'll do it fast. It's 4 screws. All right, torquey screwdriver right here. Okay. I'm gonna use the torque. Use the torque, Luke. This is modular. It is an EVGA P2 that they don't sell. I mean, they might sell it still on Amazon, but it's not current. Okay, this is an older. It's older now. I don't know how old it is. It's a Supernova 1200 watt P2. It's platinum. I got it because A, it has a silent mode. B, it's platinum. C, it's 1200 watts, and D, it's modular. All right, so it's dead silent. It's quiet, and it does a good job. Now, the only thing is it is, you know, it's got stickers and stuff on it. But the thing is, we're going with that Dark Base 900. Yeah, this video is so long, you might have forgotten about the 900 over there by now. But yeah, we're going to that Dark Base 900. And you get yourself out of there. All right. And there's no window. So it doesn't matter how ugly any of this is. Now, a lot of you might be saying to yourselves, like, well, if I'm going to build a PC, I want it to have a window. And trust me, I'm with you. I get that. I want it to have a window too. But the Dark Base 900, I don't think it looks good with a window. Like, cards on the table, I don't think it looks good with a window. So this is going to be a silent speed machine, is what the Dark Base 900 is going to be. A triple radiator cooled 4.7 overclocking 6700K silent speed demon, right? Like, that's what we're going to be dealing with. All right, so, and this is modular. Oh, the P2, you can get these white cables for it. Make sure that the cables that go to the P2 and the G2, so you don't catch your house on fire. I also have the cables for the platinum, because I showed you earlier the platinum power supplies in those white computers. I got white cables for those too. So we got to disconnect all of this stuff because it's modular. Jeez. You know, I feel a little bit sad because this has been such a fun and good computer for me. I feel a little bit sad taking it apart. I'm going to put the screws back in it really quickly, so I don't lose them. Even though this is going to go into the Dark Base 900. Keep in mind the Dark Base 900 has a stupid little sled that you have to put your power supply into. So that's going to be its own little can of worms to deal with. I'll probably read the instructions on that in between now and shooting part 2. I'm going to shoot part 2 like, I don't know, in like a half hour probably. Because I need to clean the thermal compound off of the CPU. Look, we got it out now. So we're going to clean the thermal compound off the CPU. I'm also going to fish these red power cables coming out. Those are going to go over to the new build. The white ones are not. Let me show you this. This right here is just so beautiful. Here, as a matter of fact, let me man the camera. All right, let's take the camera. Go over here. This is seriously, I do wish that it was more of a white PCB. I would have gotten the MSI Z170 board, but it was too silver. This is white with a bunch of silverish, grayish. It's a really weird color, and I'm not super stoked on the digi pattern, the digital camo, but it's still pretty attractive. Here, let me take the camera off the tripod. We're going to end the video on this note, okay? And all this stuff is going to go over to the Dark Base 900 over there, all right? Got to unplug the power cord. And if you missed it earlier, my carpet, I'm going to be cleaning with a Bissell Big Green machine, and we're going to see how good it does, or how well it does. How good of a job it does is kind of what I was thinking. In case you just scrubbed through the video. All right, so let's get some light on here. There you go. And there it is, Z170, Sabertooth, Z170S, and it's just so beautiful, and with this red heatsink on it, and there's the Trident Z3200 speed DDR4? Yeah. I was thinking DDR5, but that's what's on our graphics cards, DDR4. So, yeah. This motherboard, I know it's a white motherboard going into this case, and it doesn't really match, but then again, there's no window. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be a white motherboard, black case, black CPU cooler, black power supply, red power cables going to the graphics cards. But it's going to be okay. It's not going to look bad by any means, I don't think. And most of the time, no one's going to see it because there's no window. I'm not even going to see it. So, anyway, there you go. End of part 1. If you guys watched the whole video, I don't know, type 76 into the comments section. And we still have a ton of work to do. A ton of work indeed. All right, hopefully, can't even talk anymore. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. I know it's long and it could have benefited from a camera person and multiple cameras and editing and music and time lapse. It could have benefited from all of that, I know. But hopefully you still got something out of this video anyway. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm going to go record part 2 in just a minute. So I love you very much. Have a good one. Peace out.